Romans 15 verses 22 to 24. Longing for Rome, apostolic desire and kingdom strategy. Some doors close not because the mission is finished, but because the mission is redirected. Paul's movements, so often guided by God's sovereign hand, were not always swift or straightforward. For years, Rome had been in his heart, but not yet in his reach. He had been hindered, not by indifference or disobedience, but by gospel necessity, his call to preach Christ where he was not yet named. But now, as his eastern labors draw to a close, the apostolic compass shifts westward. The long-hoped-for visit to Rome draws near, not as a final destination, but as a launching pad toward Spain, the edge of the known world. In this brief but weighty passage, Paul opens a window into his heart, his past frustrations, his present yearning, and his future vision. He reveals a pattern of spirit-led perseverance, a longing for fellowship, and a strategic plan for gospel advance. Romans 15 verses 22 to 24 unveils Paul's apostolic longing and kingdom strategy, revealing a life shaped by providential hindrance, persevering desire, and purposeful partnership for global mission. First, providential hindrance, redirected, not abandoned. This is the reason that I have so often been hindered from coming to you. Verse 22. The apostle begins with an honest confession. He has been hindered many times from coming to Rome. The Greek term, enekoptomene, a passive imperfect verb, suggests ongoing, external obstruction, not mere indecision, but providential delay. Paul had not chosen to ignore Rome. Rather, the urgency of frontier missions, preaching Christ where he was unnamed, verse 20, had kept him elsewhere. According to Haldane, Paul's delays were not failures of planning, but triumphs of obedience. He understood that gospel ministry must begin where Christ was not known, and so Rome, already blessed with a vibrant church, was patiently deferred. Moo and Schreiner stressed that Paul's pattern was always missionally motivated, not driven by personal convenience or avoidance. Calvin, likewise, reminds us that Paul did not go where his heart pleased, but where God pointed the way. What looks like a detour is often divine design. Paul's path to Rome was long, winding, and postponed, but not forsaken. The hindrances were providential brackets, not divine rejection. Second, persevering desire, a longing deferred, not diminished. But now, with no further place for me in these regions, I desire, as I have for many years, to come to you. Verse 23. Though providence delayed him, desire still burned within him. Paul's words are saturated with affection. I have longed for many years. The Greek verb, epipatheo, conveys deep yearning, even homesick longing. This wasn't a fleeting wish. It was a flame kept alive through years of waiting. As Haldane notes, this language echoes his earlier words in Romans 1 verse 11, I long to see you. Now, as his Eastern mission winds down, having no more place in those regions, meaning no unreached cities within his apostolic sphere, his longing resurfaces with new urgency. Thielman points out that Paul does not interpret the completion of his Eastern mission as retirement, but redirection. This is apostolic yearning shaped by providence. His longing was not idleness. It was intercession waiting for opportunity. For Paul, desire did not dwindle in delay. It matured in obedience. Third, purposeful partnership, a vision beyond Rome. I hope to see you in passing as I go to Spain, and to be helped on my journey there by you, once I have enjoyed your company for a little while. Verse 24. Rome was not the terminus of Paul's mission, it was a waypoint. His heart was set on Spain, the farthest western frontier of the known world, symbolizing his unquenchable passion to see Christ proclaimed where he was not yet known. This plan was not a solo endeavor. Paul expresses two hopes, to enjoy their company for a while, and to be helped on his journey by them. The phrase, propemptenai, translated to be helped on my way, was a common idiom in ancient letters for material and logistical support, provisioning, financing, perhaps even companionship. Hodge and Murray underscore that Paul expected not just prayerful sympathy, but practical investment in the mission. Here we see the heart of gospel partnership. The mission to Spain would require a sending church. And before the launch, Paul hungered for fellowship, mutual refreshment before mutual labor. As Cranfield notes, Paul longs for communion and commission, for rest and reinforcement. The church at Rome would not be passive spectators. They would become participants in a global gospel endeavor. Reflections for today. Paul's words pierce through centuries with gentle force. His hindered journeys echo our own blocked paths, dreams deferred, plans postponed, doors shut despite prayer. Yet from Paul's example we learn that divine hindrance is not divine indifference. God's delays are never wasted. They are formative. The Spirit may close one door, not to deny the mission, but to deepen the missionary. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, Paul's patient longing rebukes our restless hearts. Are we willing to wait many years for gospel fruit or relational reconnection? How often do we abandon what does not yield fast results? Paul's yearning, anchored in obedience, invites us to cultivate holy longing, desires disciplined by the will of God. And what of Spain? What horizons lie beyond our Rome? Those gospel frontiers to which God might be calling us. Paul's vision pushes us beyond the comfortable, beyond the familiar, into the unknown for the sake of Christ. But he doesn't go alone, and neither should we. His dependence on the Roman Church reminds us that mission is not for mavericks. It is birthed and born by community, through prayer, support, and fellowship. Are we a people who strengthen weary travelers? Who fuel others calling with our resources, encouragement, and presence? Or are we bystanders, watching the Great Commission from the sidelines? And above all, can we say with Paul that our plans, our delays, our desires are shaped not by ego but by the gospel? The heart that longs well is the heart that trusts deeply. Conclusion. Romans 15 verses 22 to 24 opens a pastoral window into the apostolic soul, longing, waiting, strategizing, and trusting. Paul's journey reminds us that the path of obedience is not always swift, but it is always sacred. As we navigate our own delays and callings, may we do so with eyes fixed on Christ, hearts shaped by the Spirit, and lives poured out for the sake of the gospel, to Rome, to Spain, or wherever he leads.